Hey everyone, so it is Brian, your handy dandy realtor here in the city of Windsor, and here is this week's Windsor real estate market update for the week ended March 8th, 2025. March 8th, 2025. This week's update. Looking at the data sets in Windsor, we had 8 more listings. We had 6 less rental properties, and we had 1 more house over last week listed above 950 for 484 units of supply, which is just 9.5 weeks. So we are a little bit better than last week because we've added a little bit of inventory, but we're still under 2 months of supply. So it's still a tight market out there. The house is above 950. We have 71.5 weeks of supply. 71.5 weeks of supply. That's a critical level. Look for those 950 houses to be dropping off the market. They're all being listed with a specific marketing process, and that marketing process is failing them miserably. That's why there's 71.5 weeks of supply. I don't understand why realtors have not been going back to those clients and saying, look, the way that we're marketing this is completely wrong. It needs to be marketed a completely different way. There's a huge opportunity for me in this market. I'm just not there yet. I'm building out my Amherstburg market. That's just about ready to go to launch. Then I'm building out High Volume Road, and that's just about ready for launch. Then I'll go into $1 million listing Windsor. But that's probably a second quarter or a third quarter launch for me because there's only so much money in the world. I don't take debt in my firm. If I did take debt in my firm, I'd have it built out. But I don't. So those folks are just going to have to wait for me. It's brutal having to wait that long. Could you imagine listing your house and a year and a half later it sells? Could you imagine that? It's crazy. Totally crazy. And yet we realtors know how to sell them. It's just we won't do it. It's the saddest of things. But there's a massive opportunity for me in this market. And we're getting there. One step at a time. It is a little bit slower for me this year. But the first quarter was just a little slower. Less people were ready to pull the trigger. Now we're into the spring selling season. It's crazy busy. I got cleanouts on the go, and I've got listings on the go. I got all that stuff on the go. I've already booked some good volume for the second quarter now. Just took a phone call today, as a matter of fact. Hey, Brian, end of April, I'm going to be ready to go. Perfect. We'll go at the end of April. That's in the second quarter, isn't it? I've got 3 transactions in this. It's all good because I'm booking transactions in advance, which gives me time to be able to market them correctly too. And we're doing good. So that's the Windsor market. Looking at the Chatham market, 165. Supply is down 4. You're going to see this week, I didn't really do a whole bunch of data on the Chatham market. I don't ever plan on driving to Chatham and going into that market. Other realtors can have that market. Maybe I'll do a training session. There's some ideas I have around training realtors because they're doing it all wrong and they need some training clearly because our brokers of record aren't doing it. And there's another opportunity there for a real estate education business. Might be a good thing for Windsor. Don't know if I really want to teach my competing realtors how to do business though. That's the problem with it. And if I do that, it has to be profitable enough for me. Because I'm going to be giving away some of my secrets. So I'm wrestling with that. We'll see where we go. Amherstburg, 152 units of supply plus 3, 28 rental units minus 2, 45 above 950, which is even for the week. Supply plus 5 for normal people. 950 above 950 was 22.5 weeks of supply. Under 950, 19.7 weeks of supply. At least there's some balance coming into Amherstburg because we've been selling a lot of waterfront properties there. All of a sudden, there is a run on our waterfront properties in Amherstburg. Could be because of what I'm doing in Amherstburg from a marketing perspective. Not sure. We're getting there, though. One step at a time. Kingsville, Leamington, Essex, 214 units of supply plus 6, 15 rental properties plus 2, 49 above 950 plus 4. A normal people supply is 150, which is even on the week. Looking at weeks of on market or weeks of supply, 900 above 950, there's 49 weeks of supply a year, 52 weeks. Hey, look, I'll take your listing for $1 million. I'll do it the same way that every other realtor does it, and it's going to take us 52 weeks to sell your house. I don't get it. Don't get it at all. It makes no sense. And yet everybody's lining up, listing their $1 million houses, knowing it's going to take me 52 weeks to sell the damn thing. Because this realtor only knows this one way to do it, and it's the stupidest thing in the world. But I'm getting there, one step at a time. 950, below 950, 13.63 weeks of supply, plus 4 weeks on the week, which was good. We're adding a little bit of supply in the affordable area of Kingsville, Leamington, and Essex. Of course, as you know, I do have a listing coming up in Kingsville. Now, looking at the markets. Let me hover here a little bit while I talk. So, in the week, we sold 11 houses in Kingsville, Essex, Leamington. 11 houses. We listed 5.2 million. We sold 5.3 million. So our average list price was $476,127 out in the county. Our average sale price was $487,727 out in the county. This number is below what the average selling price was in Windsor. In Windsor, the average selling price was $505. It's now cheaper. To move to the county. That ratio is changing. Last week it was cheaper to be buying in the county than in the city. Are you still out there looking in the county? Because now it's affordable. Now it makes sense. But this will go away quickly. You better be out there in the county looking really, really hard. If you're thinking about moving to the county, now's your time. The sun's out. You should be out there driving around the day out in the county looking for a house. And selling your house in the city the right way so it sells fast. We're going to get into that in a minute. So there's Leamington, Essex, and Kingsville. Average list, 476. Average sale, 487. Average over, 11,000 over. Days on market, 25.63 average. The 2.0ers. There were 5 2.0ers and there were 4 2.5ers. Pretty even ratio, and there were some that were less. So the 2.0 marketing structure, only 40% of them sold over. 6 in 10 sold under. The 2.5 marketing structure, 50% of them, 50-50. 2 and 2 sold over. Days on market for the 2.0 marketing structure, 37. Average days on market's only 25. 37. The archaic, I only know one way to list a property because my boss doesn't teach me nothing. I'm a realtor. Those folks, makes no sense, does it? 37 days. Versus 15.25 days. Half the amount of time to list it right. Why aren't we listing our properties right? It doesn't make any sense at all to me. That's why there's massive opportunity for me. Everywhere I look, there's massive opportunity. I'm getting there because I'm not taking debt. Not doing it. Not taking debt. I could take debt. I could have Real actually pay for it because they give me a line of credit. I'm not doing it. One step at a time. I'll get there. This time next year, it's going to be a pig and a poke. And I tend to be pretty patient as well, too. So here is Amherstburg. We sold 6 houses on the week in Amherstburg. And look at these numbers here. Amherstburg is exceptionally strong because we're selling a lot of waterfront property out in Amherstburg. Partially because maybe my marketing is working. Don't know. Interesting. Average list, 875. Average sale, 858. Notice how average sale was less than average list, so there's an under. Average under was $17,000. The county is affordable. You can pay $17,000 less for a house out there. Let me hover a little bit. Hovering. Okay, moving on. Average days on market, 38.83. 38 days. Gee, you can list your house today and 40 days from now it'll be sold. It's like an eternity. It's forever. Because then you got another 20 or 30 or 40 or 60 days to close it. It's forever. So 2.0 marketing structure was 5. 2.5 marketing structure was just 1. And only 20% of the 2.0 marketing structure sold over. All of the rest of them, 80% of them sold under their asking price. Why are we even doing it that way? Again, I go back and I ask you the question. I don't understand. 2.5s, marketing structure. It was one of them. It was 100% over. And in the market, all the other houses sold under. Yet the 2.5 marketing structure sold over. How much more proof do you need to tell your listing realtor, look, enough's enough. Do this 2.5 marketing structure. I don't care that it costs me an extra $2,000 more because my house is going to sell. That's the first thing. And look at this, average days. And so average days on market for the entire market is 38.83. Average days on market for the 2.0 marketing structure, 45.2. Average days on market for the 2.5 marketing structure, 7. What more proof do you need? I have no clue why they're not showing clients. These are your choices. Because you make the decision. You're the seller of the house. You make those decisions. I have a listing coming up on Albert. It's going to be listed at 2.5. I have a listing coming up on Peter. It's going to be listed at 2.5. Because those clients watch this video. And they're like, holy crap, Brian, you explain real estate in so many different ways that it's so much better than every other realtor. I can't wait to have you pound my sign in. I can't wait for you to get my house sold. Because when I list it, I'm not playing games with it. I'm selling the darn thing because I'm listing it. Let's get going on it. She's in the second quarter already. Albert's technically ready to go now, but it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So it might be done before, and it might be into this quarter, but it's going to be coming close. So I'm kind of just looking at it saying it's second quarter. We have a little bit of work to do. I'll be out there doing some work there on that house this week. So hovering, I hovered. Hovering. Okay, moving on. Windsor. Gonna hover here for a little while. Without sound effects. Gonna talk about Windsor here. It was kind of fun. I had fun with my little sound effects there. It was kind of, hey, that was pretty good type of thing. So, average days on market in Windsor, 19.85 days. 19.85 days, average days on market, 20 days. 3 weeks, sell your house. Average. 2.25, there were 3 of them. 2.0s, there were 39 of them. 2.5 marketing structures, there were 5 of them. Days on market, 2.25 marketing structure. This is so wonky, don't ever do this. And certainly don't ever do this. Shoot you in the foot big time. Kind of blasts the foot right off. 2.25. Marketing structure took 32.3 days. The average days on market is 19.85. Don't do this, it's too wonky. No reason to do that. Either do this or this, one of those two. Here's why. 2.0 marketing structure, 19.61 days, right exactly the average days on market. Not a bad thing. Until you get to look at some other stuff here. But the 2.5 marketing structure is 14.4 days on the market, 2 weeks. We're done. 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. We're done. 2.0 marketing structures that sold over, only 66% of them sold over, 33% of them sold under. 2.5 marketing structures, 80% of them sold over. How you choose to sell your house is up to you, but marketing structure becomes exceptionally important. Some more data for the city of Windsor. We sold $23 million for the houses, even with tariffs and all that stuff, so it's still a good, solid, resounding market. Has been a little bit of an impact, but not much yet. $24 million worth of sales. That's good for the week. Not exactly great. It was 48 units. Average list price was $488,347, under $500,000. Average list price. Interesting. Houses are becoming more affordable in the city of Windsor. Why isn't the Windsor Star running full page, front, center? Housing is now affordable in Windsor. It's come down. Why aren't they broadcasting it left and right? Because it's a good news story and they don't like to cover good news stories. That's the reason for it. We only want to cover bad news stories. Orange Man bad. Let's talk about him. Let's not talk about how resilient the Windsor real estate market is. It's too good of a news story. Better not cover that. More people would want to move here. It's going to become too big of a city, and we're going to cause all kinds of problems if we run that news story. We might sell some subscriptions as well, too, if we started writing good news stories. Well, we better not do that. We don't want to be successful as a newspaper. I don't get it either. Sorry, you don't get it either. I get it. That's why you watch my videos here. I don't understand. A lot of things I don't understand in this world. Average sale price, $505,000. Woo! $16,898 more. Over bids. Average, $17,000 over. So if I'm looking at a house that is $429,000, $17,000 more, let me just pull up my $429,000. I should expect to pay about $446,000 for that house, somewhere around $450,000. So let's find one that's listed at $449,000. See what it did. Oh, look. No, $429,000. I used $429,000 as my number here. Let's see if we can find something that was $429,000. $449,000, $439,000. Here's the closest one. $439,000, I think. Yeah, that's the closest one. $439,000 on Rossini. That's a really nice. That's Riverside, right by the high school there. Not a bad road at all. I don't know what this house was. Apparently, it was a little bit overpriced. It was 3+1, but its finishes must have been a little bit less. It sold for $420,000. It had the wonky marketing structure. It's part of its problem. The wonky marketing structure. Never does well. So, I guess that I'm kind of done with the real estate market update for the week ended March 8th, 2025 in Windsor. Average selling price, $505,000. Average list price, $488,000. This is down a little bit. So if you're thinking about selling your house, you just need to, my pen. Every time I get a good pen that I like, there's something about the manufacturing process in them that doesn't work. I'm going to have to take it over and have a weld put on it to stop this tip. Either that or I take the tip entirely off if I can, but I think it holds everything in there. And so I need some kind of weld on there to be able to stop this tip from falling off. Every time I find a good pen, it's so hard because they don't make pens like they used to anymore. Everything's made for 10 cents now, and you get a 10-cent pen. even though you're paying $17.45 for it. Whatever it was. I think this pen was actually free. It was a gift at a show or something. Yeah, it was it's a gun on it. I know I didn't go to a gun show, so I don't know where I picked it up at, but I picked it up someplace. But unfortunately, needs a spot weld in here to be able to hold this cap on so that the pen can actually come out. Come out wherever you are, pen. So 16,898. Thank you, pen. Real estate market update for March 8th in Windsor. So great things coming. I'm working on it as fast as I can. Adam is launching, so we're going into Amherstburg hard. The flyers are being printed right now to get into the newspaper. Everything is set to launch the last week in March now, which is the last week of the first quarter. It was supposed to launch a heck of a lot earlier in the first quarter, but one of the challenges of Windsor real estate is it just moves slower here, and you have to adjust to it. It's a frustration, trust me, but it is what it is. At least I'm getting launched starting second quarter. I'm 1 quarter behind, and I'll catch back up. Volume will start to increase this week. This year is a little bit less volume than last year, to be honest with you. But there's a lot more going on this year, too. There's the tariff things and all these other things going on. The bridge has been delayed. All of that factors into the real estate business in Windsor, Essex County. Just have to be patient. It's not on my schedule. It's on everybody else's schedule. I do have a client out in Essex that's building out east, and their construction out east, because the supply chain things and stuff is a little bit slower. So their house will get listed in the second quarter. Supposed to be done in the first quarter. Just pushes off. Still get done this year. It's all good. So there's your Windsor real estate market update. Oh, one other piece of data. Now, I know that sometimes there are real estate companies that are growing and starting and blossoming and doing some things, and as they grow, they run some risks of building kind of a not exactly the most pleasant reputation sometimes, because they screw things up as they grow. I screw things up from time to time too. I apologize profusely for them and never let that happen ever again. So I don't really screw things up very often. It's a very rare thing now. But when you're starting out in this business, you've got to learn it. And we don't teach it well at all. But you'll see that here there is a firm that's actually doing pretty good. That firm sold more houses in Windsor, Essex County for the first time than a lot of the other major players in the market. So it caught my attention. Just wanted to share it with you as well, too. I'm not going to mention the firm. I'm not going to talk about a competing firm. I've already sent a notice over to that broker of record saying, hey, congratulations. Notice that you did something really, really wonderful. You did sell more volume for the week than a lot of the major players. The major players are falling apart because they're not teaching their realtors how to be realtors. It's not happening. So, and that's part of the reason why they're starting to fall. The experienced realtors are like, if you're not going to give me anything, if you're not going to do anything for me, if you're not, other than just process my transactions, I can go process my own transactions. I can join Brian over at Real and just process my own transactions and make all of the money then. Why do I stay here? And that becomes everybody's struggle. More and more every single day are having that struggle. That's why they're saying, hey, the broker of record, bricks and mortar model, don't need to do it anymore. I just want to work from home. It's a great place to work from. It's comfortable, as long as you can work from home. And you're not going to get an office in a building anyway at a real estate company, because Only the top producing realtors who have been there forever, which are all the old people, get those offices. And you know, I've always said, and I'm going to take a little bit of heat from that if I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because this is my video. To me, real estate offices are retirement villages for realtors, older realtors. That's who goes to the office. Young realtors, you never see them in the office. Young realtors, you can't even get them to answer the freaking phone. So, give me a jingle. I'll answer it within 1 or 2 rings, maybe 3 if I forgot where my phone was at. And I need to figure out where the heck the thing is when it's ringing. Just answered the phone this morning. Got a listing for the second quarter. Coming up end of April. It's always worth answering the phone. Every realtor screws that up too. They don't even know how to answer the phone. We don't even teach that. Hey, when your phone rings, you're supposed to answer the dang thing. You might do some real estate that way. Oh, really? Huh. So we don't teach that well either. Maybe there's an opportunity for me to be able to do some training videos for realtors. Affordable training videos for realtors. That might be a good thing. I could probably make $1 million a year just doing affordable training videos for realtors because nobody knows how to do this business. It's really, really weird. So anyway, that's your market update for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Sorry to put up with me. I'm just kind of all over the place right now. It's all good. Revenue's a little bit low, but Adam and I are stepping on the gas tank now. It's all happening. It's all coming together. It's all good. In the course of my career as a realtor, 1 quarter is not going to make a difference. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh, I forgot. If I can help you with real estate in the city of Windsor, if you're thinking about moving to the city of Windsor, if you're looking for a house here in the city of Windsor, you're looking to sell your house and are looking for the right marketing structure here in the city of Windsor, then don't hesitate to give me a call. 519-995-6145. 519-995-6145. I am the only realtor in Windsor, Essex County with all kinds of degrees and designations. I might know a thing or two about a thing or two. Have a great day. Bye-bye.